Hi everyone, I am Mary J. Serafin, the second reporter of the Mosul 14. So my topic is all about the GRP MNLF peace process. The peace process between the government of the Republic of the Philippines, or the GRP, and the Moro National Liberation Front, the MNLF, was revived following the success of the 1996 final peace agreement. So initiated by President Ramos, exploratory talks took place between Executive Secretary Robin Torres and MILF Vice Chair Ghazali Jafar. They discussed a general framework for formal talks, leading to the creation of two main negotiating panels and an 11-month technical committee. So the former peace talks officially began on January 7, 1997 at Cruising Simuay, Sultan Kudarat, Maguindanao. So the short-term event describes and the passage focus on the revival of the peace process between the Republic of the Philippines, or the GRP, and the more Islamic Liberation Front, or the MILF. After the 1996 peace agreement, the key actions in the short term include the exploratory talks, the creation of negotiating panels, and the start of formal talks. So when we say the exploratory talks, it initiated by President Ramos. Exploratory discussion took place between the GRP Executive Secretary Robin Torres and MILF Vice Chairman Ghazali Jafar to establish a framework for formal talks. So the creation of negotiating panels, which means the two main negotiating panels were formed, one of the GRP and the one of the MILF. So to guide the formal negotiation, an 11-month technical committee was also established to address specific issues. So the start of formal talks, it means the formal peace talks officially began on January 7, 1997 at Cruising Simuay, Sultan Kudarat, Maguindanao, marking a significant step on the ongoing peace process. So let's proceed. The peace talks between the GRP and MILF initially began on a positive note. So with both sides calling the event historic and a step forward toward lasting peace in Mindanao. However, after President Ramos' terms ended in 1998, his successor Joseph Estrades adopted a more aggressive approach. So arms slashes between government forces and MILF combatants escalated, leading to the 2000 all-out war. From March to July 2000, the Philippine military overran MILF camps, including the major Camp Abubakar. Despite this, the MILF shifted to guerrilla warfare, and the all-out war did not end the rebellion. So, which means the peace talks between the GRP and the MILF began positively. So with both sides hopeful for lasting peace, however, after President Ramos' term ended in 1998, President Joseph Estrada took a more aggressive stance, which led to escalating armed clashes. By 2000, these clashes culminated in the all-out war, where the Philippine military attacked MILF camps, including the major camp, Abubakar. Despite these military actions, the MILF adapted by shifting to guerrilla warfare, and the conflict persisted, showing that the war did not end the rebellion. So, despite the setbacks, the peace process continued. In March 2001, Presidential Advisor on the Peace Process Eduardo Ermita and MILF Panel Chair Alhaj Murad Ibrahim signed a document to officially resume the suspended talks, agreeing to honor and implement all previous agreements. So then, on June 22, 2001, in Tripoli, Libya, They signed another document to focus the peace talks on three main issues: the security, the rehabilitation, and ancestral domain. So, when, which means that despite all the setbacks from 2000's all-out war, the peace process resumed in March 2001. Eduardo Ermeta, the presidential advisor of the peace process and MILF panel chair, Al-Hajj Murad Ibrahim, signed a document to officially restart the suspended peace talks. So agreeing to honor previous agreements, then in June 2001, they signed another agreement in Tripoli, Libya, focusing the negotiation in three key issues: the security, rehabilitation, and ancestral domain. This marked a renewed commitment to resolving the conflict through dialogue. So the security was prioritized in the peace talks to prevent disruption caused by clashes between the government and MILF. To address this, both parties signed the implementing guidelines in security on August 7, 2001. So the guidelines included measures to avoid hostile acts, coordinate movements, cease hostilities for investigations, and ensure the safety of the negotiating panels. A local monitoring team, or the LMT, was established to oversee the ceasefire at the provincial level. Notably, the LMT involved local communities, with members from local government units, the MILF or the NGOs, and religious sectors, ensuring broad local participation in the peace process. So, it says that security was prioritized in the peace talks to prevent further clashes between the government and the MILF. On August 7, 2001, both parties signed the implementing guidelines in security, which outline measures to avoid hostilities, coordinate movements, and ensure safety during negotiations. A local monitoring team or LMT was also formed to oversee the ceasefire at the provincial level, with members from local governments, the MILF, the NGOs, and the religious groups, ensuring wide local involvement in maintaining peace and stability during the talks. So let's continue. In 2020, in 2002, so the slide says that in 2002, the government and MILF created the Ad Hoc Joint Action Group, or the AJAG, to fight criminal groups disrupting the peace process. It included members from the PNP, AFP, and the MILF to enhance cooperation. So, however, in 2003, violence reignited that when the military launched an attack on MILF position in Boliok complex, accusing them of trying to reclaim lost camps. The MILF responded by claiming military harassment. The conflict spread across central Mindanao, displacing about 37,000 civilians. And let's continue to in year 2004. The slide says that in 2004, the GRP and MILF created the International Monitoring Team, or the IMT, to oversee the peace process, including security, rehabilitation, and ancestral domain agreements. The term for the IMT were finalized with plans to sign the Memorandum of Agreement on Ancestral Domain, or the MOA-AD, on August 5, 2008. However, the Philippine Supreme Court blocked the signing, halting the agreement finalization. And the next slide says that the leaked details of the MOA-AD and the and the Supreme Courts or the TRO caused widespread unrest, especially in Christian areas like Iligan, North Cotabato, and Zamboanga, where protests erupted. Fearing the document's impact, or the MILF commanders Bravo and Ombra Cato attacked Christians communities in North Cotabato and Lanao del Norte. In response, the AFP launched military operation against them. On October 12, 2008, the Philippine Supreme Court declared the MOA or dash ad unconstitutional. So in these slides, it says that although the Philippine Supreme Court declared the MOA-ad unconstitutional, it allowed the renegotiation or replacement to address the ancestral domain issue, keeping the peace process alive. In September 2009, the GRP and MILF formed the International Contract Group or the ICG, made up of Japan, the UK, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, and 4 NGOs. The ICG has played a key role in supporting the peace process by observing negotiations, maintaining trust, providing technical help, and bridging gaps to ensure progress and resolve deadlocks. In these slides, it says that despite challenges, the peace process continued with significant effort and resources. On June 3, 2010, the GRP and MILF signed the Declaration of Continuity for Peace Negotiations before President Arroyo's term ended. Before President Arroyo's, it's under the President Aquino. Talk resumed on February 9, 2011, and in August, he met with MILF Chair Murad Ebrahim to show commitment to peace. On October 15, 2012, the framework agreement on the Bangsamoro FAB was signed, paving the way for a new autonomous entity. This was followed by the Comprehensive Agreements on the Bangsamoro or the CAB on March 27, 2014. So, the Comprehensive Agreement on the Bangsamoro or the CAB is the final agreement between the GPH and MILF, outlining the key details for establishing the Bangsamoro as a new autonomous political entity. Salient features include the recognition of the Bangsamoro as a distinct entity and the rejection of the current poor state of Mindanao. So, and so on. It is 12 key features of recognizing the Bangsamoro distinct identity, replacing the IERMM, and establishing a new territory through plebiscites. So, therefore, I conclude that the GRP-MNLF peace process, which began in the 1970s, culminated in the 1996 final peace agreement or the FPA between the Philippine government and the Moro National Liberation Front or the MNLF. The agreement established the Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao or the ARMM as a step towards granting greater autonomy to Muslims communities in Mindanao. However, the implementation faced challenges, including delays and disagreements over the extent of autonomy. Despite this, the peace process contributed to reducing conflict and improving governance in the region. The GRP-MNLF peace process laid the groundwork for future negotiations, including those with the MILF, leading to the eventual creation of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region. And that's all Thanks.